Welcome to our little strengthening session. I'm going to do it in 3 parts, so 3 10-minute blocks, so that if you want to, you can do just 10 minutes, you could do 20 minutes, or you could do the full 30-minute block if you have lots of energy. So we're going to make a start lying down on the back. So if you just bring yourself all the way down onto your mat, no props on the mat. So no blankets and no cushions. Step the feet to hip width apart, and then just rest with the arms at the sides of your body. If the shoulders are a little bit tight, then you can turn the palms up just to help the shoulders release. Otherwise, if the shoulders aren't too tight, then you can turn the palms down to the floor. But we really want to keep those shoulders relaxed. We're going to take a nice deep breath in, relaxing the body. And then as we breathe out, we're going to tuck the tailbone underneath. Draw the tummy in, so drawing navel to the spine. And then inhale, relax the body again. Exhale, draw the tummy in, bring your lower back down to the floor. Inhale, come back. So we're just tilting or rocking the pelvis back and forth and contracting and then releasing the abdominals. So when we engage the muscles in the belly, it's a little bit different to how we engage other muscles in the body, and that we want to be drawing the abdominal wall back towards the spine. So if you think about your belly button moving back, but then also up, in and up, almost as though we want the belly button to scoop up underneath the front ribs. We've got a few more. Rocking the pelvis, inhaling to relax, exhaling, lower back to the floor, tummy drawing in. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, exhale, lower back to the floor. Keep it here. So lower back is touching down, tummy is drawing in. And then we're going to push into the feet, specifically down through the heels, and then just start to lift the hips up a little way. So start low. Really, we're trying to tuck the tailbone underneath so that our lower back stays nice and long. Inhale with the hips here. Exhale, lower the hips back down to the floor. Breathing in. Exhale like we did before, belly in, lower back to the floor, and then start to roll up. You might go to the same height or a little higher. Inhale at the top there, and then exhale, roll yourself back down. Breathing in. Breathing out again. Curl the tailbone underneath, pull the tummy in, lift the hips. So you don't have to lift up as high as me if it's not comfortable to do so. Stay lower, stay down here with the hips just off. Just lifting to where you feel comfortable, but if we're maintaining that tuck in the tailbone and pulling the tummy in, we're really supporting our back, which is what we want. So we can activate the glutes, backs of the legs, but keep our spine nice and safe. So the next time you lift, holding there, again, it doesn't have to be very high. Relax your shoulders. Lift your left heel up, and then place that down. Lift the right heel up, and then place it down. And then just start to alternate. Up and down. Up and down. Right heel, left heel lifting. And just start to feel the glutes, the backs of the legs working a little more. So again, your hips don't have to be very high to do this. Keep the tummy drawing in, keep breathing. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place the heels down. Roll yourself onto the mat. Pause here for a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. And then just take a little sway. side to side with your legs. So just a little release for your lower back. And then bring the legs back. Hug them up into the chest. So you feel how this automatically brings your lower back down. Keep your shoulders nice and relaxed. For this one, if you would like something in underneath the back of the head, you can grab a pillow or a folded up blanket, just something that provides you with a little bit of support for the head and neck. Take the hands onto your right shin, pull your tummy in, and just lightly slide your left foot out along the mat. So it's extended, but I'm not dropping the weight of the leg. I'm holding the weight of the leg, almost as though I was about to float it off the floor. Exhale, slide that leg back in, hands to that left shin, slide that right leg out. Again, the leg is almost holding itself, and belly is working to help keep my lower back towards the floor. Slide that right leg back in and extend that left leg out. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Slide the leg back in, exhale. And just keep alternating here. So really, we're keeping the pelvis and the lower back nice and still, really stable as we move the legs. So just make sure your breath is flowing, keep breathing. And keep thinking navel, belly button to the spine every time you breathe out, every time you exhale. Let's finish one more to the right leg. One more to the left leg. Slide the knees into the chest, relax your belly, just give yourself a little rock from side to side. And then let's bring fingertips up to the ceiling, palms facing, and then take your feet up to the ceiling as well. So we want to draw the belly in, navel down towards the spine. Then we're just going to do a little bit of opposite arm and leg, so good brain exercise as well. So we're going to take the right arm back, and then just take that left leg a little way away from you. So just slightly in front of your right leg. And then exhale, bring everything back up. And then changing sides, left arm all the way back, right leg down slightly. Exhale, back up. Pull your tummy in, close your eyes. And as you do this, notice how it feels for your abdominals. If that's quite a lot of work already, then you stay here. If it's feeling like a bit too much, then you don't go as far with your leg. You can go a few inches. If you're not feeling much work happening in the abdominals, then you could go a little bit further with your leg. But again, we're not dropping it, the leg all the way down to the floor. We're just working where we feel the abdominals having to engage to keep our lower back flat to the mat. So let's just do 4 more. Nice, slowly. Again, remember, it could just be a couple of inches that you're moving. Or it could be a little further. Finish one more breath in. And then exhale, hug the knees into your chest. Give yourself a full breath there, a little rock to massage out your back. Inhale and exhale. And then rock yourself to your side. Ease yourself up off of the mat. We'll come over onto the hands and the knees, so into a 4-point kneeling. Use the blanket, use something underneath the knees if you need a little bit of support there. And then we are going to start on the hands and the knees. So this is our second section. So first section lying down, second section kneeling, and then we'll do our third section lying down but on the front of the body. So for our second section, we are pulling the belly and pulling the front ribs up into the body. So we want to avoid this happening. We want to avoid dipping into the lower back. Instead, we want to pull the tummy in, and we're getting that tuck in the tailbone, just like we did when we were lying down, bringing the lower back to the floor. Hands slightly in front of the shoulders, draw up through the belly button, and then slide your right hand forward and your left leg back, opposite arm and leg. We've still got the tuck in the tailbone. We're pulling in the belly. We've got the support of the hand and the leg. If you wanted to go a little further, you can lift that back leg away from the floor. If you feel balanced and you want to try, you can always lift that front arm up, but no, you can modify by keeping the fingertips down. Exhale, coming back to hands and knees. And then breathing in, left arm forward, right leg back. Again, for this first round, just hold, really extend away through the back foot. Maybe you lift that leg up, and it's not very high, it's actually below hip height. Maybe the fingertips lift, give it a go. And then exhale, coming back. And then keep that movement going with your breath, using the inhale to reach and the exhale to come back. And what can really help is if you imagine a cup of tea balancing on your back. So you don't want to spill a drop of that cup of tea as you move the arm and the leg out and then back in. So the arms work, the abdominals work, we're pulling the belly in to help stabilize our spine. And then the backs of the legs, the glutes are working as we lift the leg up. We're going for a couple more. One more to the right. One more to the left. And then coming back onto the hands and the knees. Give yourself a deep breath in. And then exhale around your spine. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, pull the tummy in, push down through the tops of the feet. 3 more, breathing in. Breathing out, tummy in, push the tops of the feet down to the floor like you're about to lift your knees up. I feel the abdominals working. Keep a little micro bend in your elbows. Last one. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, push the feet to the floor as you round your spine. And then coming back to the hands and the knees. So give yourself a little rest. Sit back into your child's pose. Knees wide, arms reaching forward. Nice deep breath here. And then bring yourself back onto the knees, but this time down onto the forearms. So this way we actually get the shoulders doing a little more work, but without having to do arm-specific exercises. We're going to interlace the hands. Again, we're pulling the belly in, finding that tuck in the tailbone. So I don't know if you saw that movement. I was sort of collapsing down at the start. And then when I engage and lift, it's like I'm trying to pull my chest as high away from the floor as I can. So this, we're going to be focusing on the glutes. Look down between your arms. Slide your right leg back, but keep equal weight in your arms. So we don't want to lean too much to one side. As you exhale, squeeze that right leg up to hip height. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. So again, even though it's on an angle, you could balance a drink, balance a cup of tea on your back, and it wouldn't move because your spine isn't moving. Your spine is really safe, really stable, and it's just your leg working. So squeezing the glutes to lift and then releasing down. 4 more on this side. 3, 2, 1. Slide that leg back in. Give yourself a little rest there in child's pose. Just a full breath. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing in, coming back onto the knees and down onto the forearms. So just note that my hips are straight over my knees. So my knees are nice and open. There's no pressure there. And then we are sliding that left leg back. Again, pulling in through the belly, finding that tuck in the tailbone, and exhaling to float that leg up. Inhale and exhale. So again, you can see the leg isn't going very high. Go for length rather than height. As soon as we start taking that leg up too high, it's because we're using our back. So we'd actually be overarching our lower back. So we want to keep the back of the leg working. So it's actually the squeezing of the glute muscles that is lifting the leg up. Let's do 4 more here. 3. Keep breathing. Last 2. Last 1. And again, place that knee down, sit the hips back to the heels. Take a full breath. Inhale and exhale. And then coming back up. So we've just got one last exercise in our little kneeling series. Hands interlaced. Starting on the knees again. Belly drawing in. Extend your right leg back. Float the leg up a little bit. Flex the foot. And then bend the knee so your heel points straight up to the ceiling. So you can see I've got a 90-degree angle in the knee, so I'm not pulling the heel in all the way. I'm leaving a little bit of space. And then again, belly in, tiny, tiny little pulses up towards the ceiling. So I'm using my shoulder muscles and muscles in my arms to keep my upper body still. I'm using my abdominals, my belly pulling in to keep my spine and my hips still. And then it's just the muscles in the back of the leg, the glutes and the hamstrings working to lift that heel up towards the ceiling. Let's do 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, release it all the way back down. Take a breath. Sit back to child's pose for a moment if you need to. We've just got one last side to do. So whenever you're ready, we are going to extend that left leg back. Float it up, so we're contracting the glutes to do that, flexing the left foot, and then turning the heel up to the ceiling. And again, just a very tiny movement, up and down. Tiny pulsing movement, so we're contracting the glutes. The glutes have a few jobs, so they rotate the hip. They extend the hip, which means they're responsible for taking the foot back behind the body. But they also help to support our pelvis and our spine. When we spend long time sitting, it actually switches the glutes off. So we need to activate them to keep them doing their job. Let's do last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release. Give yourself a moment to sit back, perhaps arms at the sides of the body, and just rolling across the forehead. Last deep breath there. And then getting ready to move into our third and final little section here. So if you're on a harder surface, use a blanket for underneath the pelvis. Makes it a little bit softer. So coming all the way down onto your belly. So we'll start by bringing the forehead down onto the backs of the hands. So releasing the head down. Start to push the pubic bone and the hip bones down into the floor and feel how that engages your legs. So buttocks are active, tops of the feet are on the floor, knees are lifting away from the floor. So the legs are really active, really energized. We're going to take a nice deep breath here. And as you exhale, just float that right leg a couple of centimeters up away from the ground. Holding there, breathing in and breathing out, taking that foot down. And then inhale, lifting that left leg up. So again, we're using the muscles in the back of the leg, but now starting to use a few of our back muscles as well. Exhale, releasing down. And again, right leg, inhale to lift. Exhale to release. Left leg, breathing in, float it up. Exhale, lower down. Give your hips a shake out. Take a breath there. Then we're going to reach the arms out in front of us. Let the forehead come down onto the floor. Press the pubic bone into the mat. Lift the belly button in towards your spine. Lift the right leg just off the floor. Lift the left arm just off the mat. Exhale down. Inhale, left leg and right arm. Doesn't have to be very high. Exhale down. And just keep going, opposite arm and leg. Breathing in to lift. Exhaling to release down. So it really doesn't matter how high you lift the arm and the leg. In fact, go for length. If you feel like you're trying to slide your fingertips further forward and your toes further back, then you don't have to lift the arm and leg very high, but you still get very good engagement in the muscles. And then a little add-on, if you want to, you can lift the head up away from the floor, but keep gazing down towards the mat. Let's do one more. Breathing in, lifting. Exhale, lower. Make a pillow for your forehead. Shake the hips out from side to side. Deep breath. Inhale and exhale. And then we'll do a little bit of work with the muscles in the upper back. So legs are going to stay down on the mat. They can be hip width or they can be a little bit wider if that works better for you. Forehead down, arms at the sides of your body. Press the pubic bone into the mat, draw the belly in, and then lift the shoulders away from the floor. So you squeeze your shoulder blades in towards each other and then release. The lower body is active, even though we're not lifting or moving it, we're staying engaged. Inhale, shoulders back, draw the shoulder blades in towards each other. Exhale, release. Got 3 more. Breathing in, breathing out. Last 2. And release. Last 1. Let the shoulders relax. Give your hips a bit of a shake from side to side. In fact, make a pillow and shake the hips out. Bend the knees so the toes point up to the ceiling and give yourself a lovely release for the spine by taking the legs to the right and then to the left. A lovely swaying motion. All right, and let's just work on our last exercise here. We're actually going to keep our forearms stacked. So one hand on top of the other, forehead down, pubic bone into the floor, legs active. So push the pubic bone down, tops of the feet to the floor, lift the knees up. So the legs are working, even though they're not moving. And then relax your shoulders, relax your arms, lift the head and lift the chest. Chin is pulled in, our gaze is straight down. Exhale, release the head down, keep the lower body engaged. Inhale, lift the head and chest. Exhale, forehead down. 4 more, breathing in. And breathing out. Last 3. Head and chest lifting, so we're coming into a back bend. We're using our back muscles. Exhale. Last 2. Still very safe for our lower back because it's not moving. We're engaging our lower body to keep it stable. Last one, lift. Exhale, lower down. Give your body a shake from side to side. And then we're going to slowly move back, hands underneath the shoulders. Pressing yourself slowly up to the hands and the knees, coming up onto fingertips, tucking the chin and tucking the tailbone. Inhale, hands down, flat back. Exhale, round the spine. This is just to counter all those movements. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, round. Last time, breathing in. This time, as you breathe out, sit the hips back to the heels, come into your child's pose. If the forehead doesn't reach the floor, make a pillow with the hands. Inhale and exhale. And then roll yourself up to sitting. Give the shoulders a little bit of a roll all the way back. And well done. Again, a reminder, you've got the 3 sections there, lying down on the back of the body, kneeling, lying down on the front of the body, so they can be done stand alone, 1 each, so 1 10-minute section per day or throughout your day, or you can do 2 back to back, or you could do all 3 once you build into it.